So it's your girl Hope Love here. I'm setting up and I'm just about to start studying for social studies. Honestly, if you're wondering why I'm making this video, it is purely so then I can get through social studies and talk to you about social studies and advice and for literally everything. And I'm listening to Lofi, so rights also go to any of the artist songs who pop up in here. I think I've said everything. I'm legit like in the dark in my room, just like, haha, Lofi. And then, like, no one else cares. I'm getting my journal and I'm about to study. I drank coffee and ate candy and practically made sure I'm up. That's what I did. I might be studying more than just social studies. I don't know. We'll see where this takes us. Honestly, tonight's goal is just to stay up and to survive staying up. Where is it? Ha, I found you. Thought I was gonna lose it in there. Okay. Teams just popped up. So yeah, welcome back to another set with me. I might also be editing on this one or even talking about the process of editing. Seriously, you already know what this is like. I'm gonna turn on night settings because I'm in the dark with my glasses on. Night light on. Bruh. Is it warm? What type of warmth is this? What is this? Yes, turn on now. What the heck? Until sunrise. Okay, then I'm gonna put this in iPad mode once I get to this. We have our chapter quiz, test tomorrow. Quiz test. They're all school to me. Yes, they probably do count for different parts of grades, but they're school still, so. I'm gonna turn this in iPad mode and we're gonna get started. You know, as I said in the other video, it has been crazy and I'm about to go up to competition because we have a 2-day competition for this weekend. So, seriously, I'm not even like, I'm not even, you know, the Constitution gives the states. Honestly, I feel like, I don't know, I just like making these videos. Because, like, I feel like study life hacks are good, but you don't actually get, you know, good results. Because it's not everything. I don't know. I feel like when other people make them, sure. When I make them, cringe. So, yeah. Let's also go to TCI, by the way. Because I'm going to be reading. And you're going to hear me. Newspapers in every state printed the Constitution as soon as they could get it. What readers found was the plan would create a federal government in which A strong national government should powers. Before long, the entire insane issues that had kept the convention in session for 4 long months. So, after the convention ends, the word gets spread to all of America, and all wonder the same things. Is this freedom or tyranny? Will this work? How will the next leaders be as good? Is the power each state given equal? Well, in the Senate, yes. In the House, no. So, you're gonna have a long rant about that. Well, are we truly getting represented? Are we truly getting what we need? I like this. You know what? So, I'm going to elaborate on what I just said. Are we truly getting represented? Are we truly getting what we need? We're asking that, I guess, America's, as a nation, is asking that. Colonists are asking that. Federalists and anti-federalists at the time are asking that. But we are still asking the same question today. We are still asking, is this fair? Are we getting what we need from the people that we put in office or are in charge of us without a say? Are they doing the right things for us? Are they going to? Are we going to be treated equally and fairly? And fairly? Oh, I'm writing all of this down. Are we, the people, the world, the universe, are we getting what's best? Like, we really have to ask ourselves here. Are we getting what's best? Because, I mean, they are scared. They're scared about all the same things. How are they going to treat slavery? How are they going to treat issues with voting? How are they going to do this? How are they going to do that? You know, they just ratified the Constitution. Now the Articles of Confederation are gone. But is this plan going to work? Are we going to be represented? Or are they going to count us as votes? It's interesting. It's interesting. Because I find it almost a lot like YouTube. Like, you know, the streamings and stuff. Like, are you, you know, popular YouTubers out there treating your subscribers as people, or treating them as a means to more political and social power? Because, I mean, let's think about that. That's like the House of Representatives right there. Population determines how much power they get in Congress overall. Even though we have the 2 senators thing to keep it equal for all the states and all the YouTube channels, you know, who is getting more representation at the end of the day? Who is it? Is it equal? Is it balanced? Will it ever be balanced? Can we get it more balanced? I feel like as a whole entire community within fandoming, it is hard because we are basically alone by ourselves, and we don't share on how we do what we do, and when we do, we don't farly do it. It's barely enough. It's not even enough to really share what we are doing, how we are doing it. And I feel like that is important, because every other community out here on YouTube has these how to be a vlogger for YouTube, okay? At least these startups. And no, maybe the videos don't go into great detail, but still they have representation out of the majority, out of the population right there. And as fandom channels, while we look out for each other, I feel like we don't, as a community, share enough about how we edit, and enough about how we do this, and enough about how we do that. And I'm done with that, because some people save it for their Patreon or this and that, and I'm no. It's ridiculous to me, the fact that, you know, that some people are going in comic dubbing for the first time, totally winging it, you know, going in and not seeing what other people did, but, you know, not having anything. And while, no, you don't need to have really anything while going into comic dubbing like that. You shouldn't have to not have those resources. I feel like that is our job. No, I know that that is our job as people in this fandom community now. It has always been our job to make, create, share, and also grow our community. And I feel like we fall short on that. And we need to admit that. So, anyway, next subtitle: The Federalist. Supporters of the Constitution call themselves Federalists. The Federalists. Yes, they did. The Federalist Papers. Yes, I remember that. It pays. It pays. Yeah. But John Jay still lives on after he gets sick. He just, he's everywhere. He's way more than like a one-trick pony. The Federalists are the man with the plan. They've made a blueprint. Yeah. For this new nation. And they all intend on defending it. As they spent hours slaving over it. They spent hours on it in hot weather for us, for you, for the future. That means a lot. They spent hours hot, uncomfortable weather to muggy weather. In Philly. Oh, let me move that for a whole entire summer. Summer sitting and waiting, being patient, putting all of that together. And not just for them. Woo! Them. Or political career. But for the people. The people. No, you have to stay on. The people. For me and you. You. They did it for a bigger, better, happier, grander future. Future. For all. And that is why. Why? James Madison. Well, duh, he's gonna defend that with his life. I mean, they don't call him Father of the Constitution for nothing. It's his child. That's his baby right there. I mean, like, come on, you don't touch that and not get yelled. I mean, come on, when you slaved over it. When you've slaved over it, and what I mean by slaved over it, not trying to be racially insensitive. When you've worked over it, put all your effort into it, stayed up long nights, drunk coffee or whatever, you've had to gone to sleep on it, taken notes day after day after day after day, in tons of clothing in hot weather that you don't want to be in, where you have to close all of the shades and you've got no air conditioning and all you have is candles and you have to work day after day after day dealing with things that are just somewhat stupid to you, dealing with anxieties and fears of your own, but doing it all for the greater good. You're not gonna let somebody just go there and say, well, what if this causes tyranny? When you literally worked your butt off to make sure it wouldn't. I mean, you don't do that. Because you love it. You gave it your all. And if you truly, truly love it, and if you truly, truly gave it your all, okay, it would show, and it reflects in your work, it reflects in your fanfics, it reflects in your novels, in your schoolwork, in your YouTube channel, in your blog, in your everyday life, and everything you do. It reflects who you are, it reflects how much work you put into it. So why wouldn't you defend it? That does not make any sense. If you're not willing to defend it with your life, then something is wrong. Something is wrong. Now, even if you don't say anything, that doesn't mean that you're not defending it. I mean, you have to give everything your all, or it is nothing. And nothing is everything. It is. Because it could be every reason why you're not where you want to be and not where you're meant to be. Mm-hmm. Labor of love. This coming together like the Federalist Papers. I don't know about you, but I know about me. If you love something, you fight for it. And if you're not willing to fight for it, then you probably don't love it. Yeah, there are many situations that can happen to you in life where it is not the smartest thing to fight for it, so you don't. But you know you would, had you could. And if there is a way, you find a way. Because if you love it, you find a way. If you care, you find a way. Okay? If you need it, you find a way. It's the mother necessity that breeds creativity. So, it's a necessity for us to have this representation now, everywhere. So, if you're not, going to stand up and selflessly, lovingly defend every single ounce of work you did for that, then where are you? Where are you? That's what you need to ask yourself. Because if you're not going to do it, then how is it going to get done? These are the people who are willing to do it. These were the people who were willing to defend it in the East. In the East Hall. In the middle of summer. Muggy summer in Philly. And we're willing to take the time and write whole entire essays with tons and tons of pages in them, day and night, to tell the people that they are okay, to tell the people that they are heard, that they are understood, assuring them and telling them everything they had to say in those meetings again on paper. They did it again for us, for everyone, not just for them, but for everyone. The Anti-Federalist had the same fears, anxieties, and worries as us. Knew that this confederated government style was not so hot. They knew how flawed it was.
just like all of us. Us. But when the Constitution they only complained. In ignorance. And ignorance is not seeing everything. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is being your own colors because you are ignoring other people and how they see things. Ignorance is a blind spot. Now, no, this was not out in the open to everyone to see, because if it was, well, people would have opinions like they had right now. And if it was out to the open for everyone to see, then none of the work would have gotten done. It had to say silent, had to say kept. So I understand how they feel. But you have to understand that the people in that room, the delegates in that room, legislative in that room, cannot tell a soul, because it had to be kept secret. Because if it wasn't, the people would have been enraged by the time it was done. We would have been divided. Sometimes you have to know when to speak and when to shut up. There is a fine line in between both. And it's hard to know when to do it. But the more you do, the more you learn. The difference here with the antis are that they have a blind spot. They were not in those meetings. And for the ones that were, they did not see that this is a blueprint that our nation, our world, all the people and beings will change in ways to better suit them. and their needs that this will be critiqued. More, and so on. To infinity. Gee. May our blue print become more effective and efficient. And while they were understandably so mad, the Federalist in our nation had the last and final word. Because we had a plan. We laid down a blueprint and foundation. And that's it in life. No matter what. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do, and what situation this is. Okay? I'm going to tell you the best thing here. At the end of the day, there are people in this world who see problems and know change needs to happen, but don't do anything about it. And when it comes, they complain. There are people who see it and still just complain. There are people who see it and know it needs to be corrected, so they go out and they do it and make a blueprint, make a plan, and work on it. There are people who give up on it, and there are people who go all the way through on it. And there are people who are willing to make the sacrifices if ever needed, so of anything, to do it, to ensure that the future is better for everyone and for everyone in this world, that is made a little easier, so then when they have new conflicts arising, there is one conflict less for them to to have to also cross off their lists because we have already crossed it off from them. It can just be checked when they grow up. When they come into a world where they never have to know that we don't have an equal amount of women in the Senate, or that we never had ladies in the White House who were just first ladies. That we didn't have both male, female, and non-binary or gender-conforming leaders in one of the most powerful papers in the world that we describe it as. That the future will not have to know those struggles and know those times because we have crossed it off our list. We have killed it. So it can be checked on theirs. They have crossed out centralizing money for us and taxing, federalizing it. They've crossed out that when it comes to economics. That becomes a check on me and now yours list. They made sure that only the best of the best could be elected for their time, and they still have it to this day. They made the land ordinance so then we can add on states and Virgin Islands in this nation easy, and others could follow and repeat, creating solutions for all of the world. That's another thing I checked off for you and me. So what are you going to check off for the next generation? We already have done many things, but we have many more things to cross off our own list. Your agenda is not done because it looks like it's done, because you didn't look like you put more on it. Our work is not yet done. Our work has just begun. And if you're not going to be one of those people out there making the solution, you are the problem, whether you like it or not. Because if you don't do anything for the cause that you quote unquote believe in, then how can you truly believe in it? Because if you believe in it, you wouldn't just be preaching it. You'd be understanding it. You'd be living it. You'd be walking it. You'd be seeing it. You'd be knowing it. And you'd be doing something about it. If you have a cause that you are passionate about, but not willing to defend endlessly, even when you think you are tired, you don't have the energy, you can. Because guess what? I thought the same exact thing before I was gonna get on to my notes. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm dead. Oh my gosh, it's over. It's done. Finito. Because I hurt so bad after cheer. Need to get rest. I thought the same exact thing at cheer practice. maybe. But you are never as tired as you seem. Yes, it is good to take a break, but know that you have the strength and the energy to keep on going when you don't think you do. So don't just give up so easily. Don't just give in so quickly. If you're not willing to defend something that you believe in with your life, then you not believe in it. Because if you believe in it, you understand it, you know it, you live it, you do it. You don't just say, yeah, I believe in it. You don't just preach it or tell people how you believe in it. You do it. You do what you do when you do. And that is it. Right there. We all have something we're good at. We all have things we care about. And if we're not willing to ride out to the ends of it, for it, do we truly believe in it? Because you will make great sacrifices for the ones you love and for the things you love too. Even on the hardest, coldest, darkest, most loneliest nights of the year, of the day, of the century, of the months that you may or may have not have been in depression. You do it. You fight. You don't give up. And trust me, when you think about it, really, really think about it, you know, when you gotta get it done, you gotta get it done, no matter what. So you gotta roll in and be ready to take heavy fire. Because you know it's the right thing. When you really think about it, you would sacrifice everything. I'm gonna tell you, no, I would not like to be up in Philly in the hot, muggy summer in that East room with a bunch of clothes on. Okay. If I didn't need to. But if I had to, if I needed to, if I needed to serve a civic duty for not just the people of America, but all of the people in this world, in all of these universes, in every reality in between, I would, because that is the right thing. Because it is something that needs to be done. It is something that needs to get done. So it gets done. And if you're not going to be one of those people, then you are part of the problem. If you are not going to see the things that need to get done in life and go and do them, then you are not doing what you are supposed to be doing. Because if you see them, 100% chance you're supposed to be the one doing it. If you are willing to give up everything for your ground center base of what you do, in your novels, in your fanfiction, in your songwriting, in your schoolwork, in your life, for your loved ones, for your family, it will reflect, it will show in everything. It'll show what kind of person you are. It will reveal you. And it will make you better. Because that's what this world does. This And that's what an edit will do. That's what a comic dub will do. That's what a fandom will do. That's what a YouTube video will do. That's what your work will do. It will reveal you. And you cannot hide. No matter how much you want to. No matter how much you try. So don't even. Learn to be that one. Find that passion. Find that thing. Find your goal in life. Find what you want to do in life. Need to do in life. Find how you can do it with what you've been given. Because it needs to get done. And if it needs to get done, then it has to go and be done. The anti-federalist in this situation complain about it. Now, yes, Thomas Jefferson was part of that group. You're gonna be like, what? Thomas Jefferson? You mean he was a president? He wrote the Declaration of Independence. What? Why would he? Yeah, he was. He's part of that group. But I'll give him this. He was off being ambassador for the U.S. for France. He was off doing his civic duty for all of us. And when he came back and heard about this, he saw it as an injustice to his people. And he fought for it. Once he understood it, he stood back and was like, okay, I see. This is how we stop it. We always have ignorance because ignorance are blind spots. And running straight into something is not always the best thing to do. Before thinking it through and seeing everything, okay? Don't always get back to somebody with the answer 100% right away. But if there's anything you can take away from all of this, is that if you have something in your heart that you know needs to get done, make your agenda about that, because that is your agenda. That is what you're supposed to be doing, what you need to be doing. Because complaining, like other people who will just randomly be complaining and not doing anything for the people, and not looking and seeing and understanding and figuring out where they're wrong, that's the problem. You're just complaining. You're wreaking havoc. You do not fully understand. You getting your facts confused, and you're rolling in without a plan. And if you're unwilling to make a blueprint in life for the things you want, then you don't need it. Then it doesn't need to be done. Because if you are going to say, oh, all right, you know what, I'm actually going to push myself to do this, and push and push and push and push and push, and you continue to push, you can sit down and do that, and you know you found what you're supposed to do. That's all I really do have to say for the moment and the minute. But that's it right there. You need to fight in what you believe. And if you're not willing to defend it endlessly and do whatever it takes and give your all, even when you feel like you're out of energy, then you are part of the problem. Because you don't believe in it, maybe. Or because you're just complaining, maybe. But when you see something that you don't like, you gotta go do something about it. Because it will never get changed if you don't. That's why I started Hope Loves Talk. That's why I started Sit With Me. Because I saw that there wasn't enough of this out there. And I see that maybe tomorrow somebody will see this, maybe, and say, hey, that's good advice, takes it, does well on it, quiz and a test, or takes it more. Takes more than A, that's good advice, use it on a test. A, that's good advice, use it for, I don't know, reading, writing, comprehension, something, everything. Use it for all of your life. And I know that it's gonna do something. So, if you want things done, you go and do them. Period. You do the do. If you want to be paid and rewarded and given all your fair dues. So, you do it, and you don't complain. You keep going, even when it gets rough. That is it right there. Right there. You keep going, no matter what.
And it went like this, say, oops, I got now, problem singing, ba, ba, ba. Hold up, if you wanna go and take a